Hello, my name is Gigi. It's a short name for a very small dog like me, so I think it fits me very well. Now that you know my name, I want to share my story with you. I hope you will enjoy it, since it's about me and my life as a dog that likes to smile, explore the world, and meet people. I've been told that I have a knack for making people smile when they meet me. That's a special gift that I'm proud of. I'm also proud of being a Chihuahua. That makes me a dog whose ancestors came from the Mexican state of Chihuahua. As you can see, I'm a pretty girl with very big ears and a lovely brown and black coat that looks shiny in the sun. People ask if it's hard for me because I have only one eye. I want them to know that it doesn't stop me from seeing everything around me, including all of the flowers I love and even the insects hiding inside of the petals. And I can see even giant things, like this dinosaur statue behind me at the museum. Sometimes you can make up for what you're missing by concentrating on the good things that you have. Being curious about the whole world around me has helped me become the explorer and adventurer that I am. Besides, I always remember to follow my nose and stay close to my best friend, Molly. She leads the way when we are out exploring. She can run ahead, but always comes back to make sure I'm on the right path. I like to wander and feel the tall grasses on my nose, but Molly takes care to be sure that I can see her and follow her long white tail. Friends are good like that. My journey in life begins in the beautiful Berkshires of Western Massachusetts. I love all the trees and mountains there and places to explore. Even after all these years and after growing old for a dog, I'm almost 13, I love going back to the Berkshires to see old friends and explore new trails. My early days were not easy, and I never got the medical care I needed. That meant I was sick a lot, and because I was never spayed after having puppies, I had big problems. So my story begins when things were not going very well for me at all. But what seemed to be the worst of luck, ending up in a shelter, turned out to be the very best of luck for me. That has changed everything for me and given me a reason to give the world my Gigi smile every day. That bad luck I was telling you about happened when I was left at a shelter for dogs and cats. I guess I ended up there because I was old and sick. That is not a good reason to give up on an old dog, but it happens to many dogs and cats, as I've found out. Sitting in a kennel all alone, a one-eyed Chihuahua, I had to admit that my future looked bleak. But even back then, I tried to save up enough energy to wag my tail and show everyone at the shelter that I had something special. I had what they called spunk, and I had my smile. Two of those shelter volunteers were very kind, and they decided that I needed a second chance. Martha and Mary Ellen are their names, and they got me the medicine I needed, and even a new home. I will always be grateful that they stepped in to save my life and find a home for me out of the shelter. Here I am giving a big shout out to them. Once I was warm and safe in my new home, my luck got even better. I met the doctor who would save my life and give me the chance to make friends. travel from Massachusetts to Florida, Florida and back again, and even become a therapy dog with some wonderful kids who love to read to me. His name is Dr. David Dunn, and I consider him to be my hero since he wasn't afraid to tackle the difficult surgery I needed. He took just 5 minutes to say, "Okay, Gigi, let's do this to get you better." He said that he thought I was a fighter and that he was willing to take a risk. In my past, people hadn't given me enough care, but Dr. Dunn said he could make up for that, and as soon as he did the spaying operation, I had no more tumors and no more sickness. Right after the surgery, I came home and I had to wear this big cone that was bigger than I am. My friend Paulina helped me get adjusted to it and let me know that I would be fine very soon. And I've been fine ever since he tackled that big job. Whenever I have a checkup with Dr. D, he laughs that I make him smile and that I am a miracle dog. But I know that he was the one who made the miracle happen. Before long, my human companion, Nancy, decided that I needed a job to keep me busy and to show the world that older dogs can be very useful. In fact, she told me that I have a mission to remind children and adults alike that even though I'm not perfect, I am perfectly wonderful. She repeats that, saying whenever we meet children at school and libraries or visit older people at senior centers. On my visits to schools and the library in my town, the children are always glad to give me hugs, and they all want to touch my ears. That must be because they are so big and beautiful. I want every one of them who comes close to touch me and give me a hug to know that having just one eye is not a sad thing for me. It's just something that makes me try harder at other things. My thing is to smile, and every time, just like that, they smile back. You can see the children here from the Cummings School in Winthrop, Massachusetts, making a circle of hands around me. I guess that they all want to show their love to me, tiny old dog that some people might shy away from. This lets me know that I am doing my job to share my story and hope that people will take a second look at senior dogs in shelters. I also spend time taking my story to seniors. At the senior center in Winthrop, I found that there were more hugs for me and pictures to take, showing off my great profile and their kind faces. Once people hear that my story has a happy ending, I think it takes their mind off of their troubles. When I'm not visiting schools and libraries, I have great fun on the beach near my house. It's a dog-friendly beach in the fall, winter, and spring, and Molly and I love to run there. Until I came to live in my home, I never knew that chasing seagulls and geese could be so much fun. Speaking of winter and traveling, Molly, buddy cat Luca, and I get to ride all the way to Florida in Nancy's car. Talk about adventure and new places to explore. We get to stay in hotels and sleep in big beds and see the sights rolling by from the back of the car. I love traveling, especially since we're going to Florida, where we have even more adventures. When we reach the Sunshine State, there are big yards and trails and tall grasses with many creatures I love to nose about to find. Some are very big, though, and it helps me to get a good vantage point out on our walks in the pine and live oak woods. Yes, we are very careful to watch out for gators. there are also friendly folks in Florida who make a big deal over me. The 3 grandsons, Gabe, Brady, and Nate, treat me like I'm a very big dog, like their own Lucky. Nate gives me the most hugs when he's not outside with the other boys playing football. Gabe treats me like a buddy of his, and Brady talks to me like he understands life as a very lively old dog. One of the very best parts of my adventure in Florida happens at the public library in Alachua. The women in charge there gave me a great job as official therapy dog on Thursdays for the Children's Reading Circle. This is a dream job for a dog like me. I get to sit with the children in a circle of big pillows and listen to them read to me. The stories are great. Miss Linda and Miss Lynn usually choose books about dogs, and the children practice reading loud and clear. I know that those hours I get to spend on Thursday afternoons go by quickly, and I never get tired to seeing so many kind children. One of my favorites is Alex, who enjoys just having me share the spotlight with him. And then there's Dwayne, who is older and wiser than most kids, and who always stops by to see me. He even likes to walk with me in and out of the Alachua Public Library, like I'm a star. He walks proud and straight, and I try to keep up to show him my appreciation. When the winter is over, we leave Florida and drive back to Massachusetts. Some people have called us snowbirds, but I like to think of us as sunshine travelers. Besides, I need to keep up my job as the dog that brings smiles, and that keeps me busy. My life as an old dog has become a great journey. It feels so good to come back to my first home, the Berkshires, to run in the leaves and do my job as ambassador for the Danny Boy Fund. I never met that old guy, but I hear that he was brave and friendly and made people laugh to see his great pug smile. Sometimes I like to just stop and think about how lucky I am to be out on a mission and able to be loved by so many people. I think about the many senior dogs and cats in shelters that don't get a chance like I did. I think of them often, and I'm glad that I have a chance to tell my story and maybe convince people to drop by their local shelter to look for a golden oldie like me to take home. As long as I can run, wag my tail, and smile, I'll be out there exploring and reminding everyone I meet to share in the adventure. Happy trails to you all!